If you think eating healthy requires fancy superfoods and expensive ingredients, you're wrong. Let me show you the 5 things I always keep in my kitchen that make eating well actually easy. I'm Debbie, a holistic nutritionist, and I shop around for the best deals. I'm not made of money, and you aren't either. Today, we're talking about the 5 kitchen staples that actually make healthy eating easier, not the trendy stuff you see on Instagram, but the things that keep you from ordering takeout when you're tired and don't feel like cooking. These are items I always have on hand because they work. Let's get into it. First up, beans. I keep both canned and dried beans. So these are chickpeas and canned beans that I buy. They're easy because you can literally throw them into any food. You can make bean burgers with them. You can add them to soups, stews. You can make desserts with them. They're so handy. So basically the nutritional difference between these and these is the sodium levels. So you can control the sodium levels. When you cook your own, you know how much sodium went into them. For the canned beans, what I always do is I open the can and I rinse them off really well. I drain off the liquid that they come in even before I cook with them or make anything with them. That way you're controlling the sodium levels. And I can cook a batch of dried beans on Sundays and have them ready to go to throw into whatever I feel like making that week with them. So that is my first staple right there. And they give you protein and fiber, and you don't even have to think about it because it's already in it. Point is, it's easy to make when you have things like this already in your pantry. The next that I have is frozen vegetables and fruits. So I've got frozen fruits, which I can add to yogurts or smoothies. And this is frozen spinach, but I also have broccoli and peas and corn and things like that in my freezer. So those are easy add-ins. You can make a soup out of them. You can add them, use them as an ingredient. They do make your life so much easier, and also the freshness factor. Don't even get me started there. Because when you're buying vegetables and fruits at the grocery store, you have no idea how long they've actually been sitting on the shelf, whereas these are picked at peak freshness, they're flash frozen, and then they are shipped to store. So that is the easiest way that you can keep vegetables and fruits on hand. They don't take up a great deal of room, and you always have them available ready for you. So that is great. The other thing with fresh is that you don't know, A, how long it's been sitting on the shelf before you buy it, and B, if it's just cut up in your, or not even cut up, but if it's just in your fridge, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up throwing it out because you didn't know what to do with it because it wasn't already cut up into florets. So it's going to go moldy and wilt, and then you're like, now what the hell do I do with this shit? So you throw it out, and you've just wasted money. So those are some things that I keep on hand constantly. So the berries, what I'll do with those is, for me, I like adding them to my oatmeal, and I like making jams out of them. I will turn them into a puree, or like just cook them up and mash them up, put them on my pancakes. I've used them for leftover rice, like rice, to make a rice pudding. So they're just a fantastic thing. And same as vegetables, they are picked at their peak ripeness and freshness, ready to go whenever you want them. They're super easy. Throw them in the microwave to defrost them. Leave them on a counter. You can do like if you don't have a microwave, you can put them in a little bit of water in a pan, in a bowl, a little bit of water in a pot, in a pan, in a glass bowl or metal bowl, and defrost them that way. Or like I said, you can just cook them and eat them. They make great jam too, and cheap. Have you seen the price of jam lately? Holy shit, that stuff's ridiculous. So next up that I always keep on hand is rice, which I'm not going to show you because it's too big of a bag, and my old-fashioned rolled oats. This is my go-to breakfast oatmeal so many days. But also it's a great ingredient because you can make cookies with it. You can grind it up into flours. If you're gluten-free, just make sure you buy the certified gluten-free, especially if you're celiac. So that is one thing that I always keep on hand. And what I will do is I will make a large batch of rice. So it's already pre-cooked. I put it in a container in my fridge. Last night we used up leftover rice and had a stir fry with it. You can make rice puddings out of rice with the oatmeal. Again, like I said, you can make cookies out of it. You can make anything really out of it. You're just limited by your imagination. For me, what I like doing is I cook it up. I add my chia seeds, which is giving me extra fiber. Plus, these are really good carbs to have on hand. They've got fiber in them, so you're not eliminating any foods. They're pretty damn cheap to make, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than the instant oatmeal packages, and God only knows what ingredients are in those. So that is a blank canvas that I can just make whatever I want with it. And I always go with the old-fashioned ones, not the instant ones, because the instant ones have zero nutritional value at all. You can also turn it into overnight oats, and you can put peanut butter with it or whatever. So just go on the internet, Google some shit with it. Pretty easy to make. And number 5, this one is probably the most important thing, is condiments. So I just grabbed a few things here. I've got my spice rack. I've got some vinegar, and you can use any vinegar you like, and some hot sauce, because what is a recipe without hot sauce? Those are my go-tos. They make anything taste good, even your shoe. Not that I recommend eating your shoe, but I don't cook anything without spices. Salt and pepper are obviously a spice as well, but they're not the only spice, and that is a mistake people make. You're not just going to eat plain, boring old rice and chicken breasts for dinner every day. You're not going to stick to that, especially if you're trying to eat healthy. So add some vinegar, reduce it down if it's a balsamic, and it makes a lovely sauce to go over things, if that's your thing. Also, you can reduce it down and add it over your berries and have it as a nice dessert. With the hot sauces, they just add a touch of flavor, and you don't have to use much because you can put it in soups and stews and things like that. My other, I have lots of spices. I've got a whole big spice drawer here, but I add it to everything. And I always start any recipe that I'm making that's savory with onions and garlic. So those are other things too. You can buy those powdered, you can use them plain, but they are spices if they're dried, but also flavor ingredients. You can put soy sauce on your rice and veggies and turn it into, with a little bit of peanut butter, and turn it into some, or noodles. You can turn it into a great dish that way. Don't overthink it. Just go find some condiments that you think are going to work for you. Ketchup does not count. That is just sugar in a bottle, unless you're making your own. But branch out from salt and pepper. Go find some things that speak to you. Look up some recipes on the internet. Figure out what you're going to like. So there you go. Those are my 5 staples that actually matter. Beans, frozen vegetables, frozen fruit, rice and oats, and condiments that make food worth eating. None of it's complicated. It's just about having the right things on hand so that when you're hungry and tired, the easy option is also the healthy option. If this was helpful, give me a thumbs up. And if you've got a kitchen staple that you can't live without, drop it in the comments. I want to know what's working for you. And I'll see you next time when we talk about part 2 of reading food and nutrition labels. Have a great day. Bye.